Hey y'all, it's Amy from See Amy Draw, and yes, I have a little bit of a different video I wanted to share with y'all. I have been getting requests to share how I annotate my books, and honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and preface this by saying there's no like rhyme or reason for most of it. So I just finished reading Iron Flame and obviously Fourth Wing as well. And I annotated a lot more in my Fourth Wing because I actually read this one, like the physical book for Iron Flame, because it was so much bigger. Y'all, if you know, you know, but I had to get through it. I just had to finish it because all of the memes on Instagram were popping up in my feed and I didn't want anything spoiled, so I had to finish it. So I actually got this on my Kindle as well, and read majority of this on my Kindle. But I will share with you a little bit about how I annotate my books if you're interested in knowing. So first of all, I love using like page flags. I try to keep it as minimal as possible, and here's my little bookmark that I use. So I order these on Amazon, these page flags, and you can get them in like bundles of like thousands, but they come already color coordinated on these like plastic things. And I like using this as like a bookmark. So first what I'll do is I will decide kind of what I want to annotate, and then obviously this is my first reading of Fourth Wing, and I say first because I could be convinced to read this again, and I most likely will read this again. But on this title page, I will just pick out my page flags just based on like what I want to use them for. And then these little quote stickers are not quote stickers, but these little stickers are from my shop. And this is how I like to just have them to where I know what each page flag, like the color, corresponds with. I didn't do nearly as much for Fourth Wing as I did for Iron Flame because I read Fourth Wing and then I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much more in here that I want to like keep track of, which is why I say I will most likely read this again. But I did do some doodles because this is like, I read a couple books before this, and then I finally started Fourth Wing and I was like really in my creative feels, annotating feels. So I had like all my highlighters and I had my tabs, and I keep this, the tabs that I do use, I will keep on this thing. And then I just use it as like a bookmark too, but, which is really convenient. But I just really just kind of keep track of like little parts that I liked. I'll underline some things. Sometimes I'll write little notes in the margins, but most of my notes are like, whatever, you know? Or like, they're just kind of like little blurbs that I think when I'm reading. For this book, because there's so many like different like major events and stuff like that when Violet is going through her first year at the school, I kind of did like a little header here with my highlighter and then outlined it with a pen, so I could, like, if I were flipping back and I wanted to go to like, oh, where's the part where they had presentation? I'm trying to find another one, because I did more than one. But yeah, like, see, here's a note. Just, okay, damn. Okay, Amy. So like I said, there's really no like, I don't have like a really good structure for it. I just like to annotate because I mean, I'm not keeping track of this stuff for like a paper. This reason why I really want to go back and read it, because there's a lot I missed because I was so involved with the relationship drama and other aspects of the story that I want to go back and like see all the things that I missed now that I have allowed myself to watch all of the Instagram reels and most of the TikToks and stuff. But so for when I did Iron Flame, I decided, okay, I'm going to keep track of a lot more stuff. There was a lot more I wanted based off of what I read in here that I wanted to just kind of annotate or just like have a page flag for. So I still did my title page, even though my little bookmark, when I read this one, I actually took this is the first time I did this. I had the page flags on this side, and then on the other side I had the corresponding like what it was for. So like the annotation purpose. And this is what I use as my bookmark. So as I was reading through, I would get to a part and be like, oh man, I love that. Which one of these is love? And it's this lighter green one. I would just flip it over. But yeah, I've got like a million different like script words and stuff like that. They're all meant to or sized to fit on these page flags, and it just makes it so much fun. Like, is it necessary? No. Are all these page flags necessary? No, not really. But I mean, for me, it made it more enjoyable. But I didn't have as much annotating going on in the last bit of Iron Flame because I was glued to my Kindle, because for the most part I could only read at night and I didn't want to keep my husband up with like a light on and everything. So I was like, okay, just get it on Kindle and I will just read it that way. Some of the things I did go back and mark because I do like highlight in my Kindle and make me like do a couple notes and stuff, but yeah, that's what I used. And I also have my Hobonichi Weeks. So this one I haven't updated in a while. So one thing I did notice is like when I was annotating, I would stop a lot, and like I know in my head I read every single day, but I just didn't have the time or the willpower to want to like jot it down in here. I do want to go back and write down a couple of things from like when I was reading, like when I finish a book or maybe when I start a book or something, because I just finished reading Better Than the Movies. I absolutely loved it. There's so much that I want to kind of like jot down, and just the feelings I had reading that book, which if you're looking for, if you're in like a book slump after reading Iron Flame, I do recommend Better Than the Movies. If you were raised on like 90s and 2000 rom-coms like I was. Oh, these are the sticker sheets. So this is what they look like. So you get tons of them and you can use them, obviously. You can either like move the page flag from book to book, or you can just have them for each book that you read. But anyhow, I will say this because I don't know, I can't remember what I have written on these pages, and I have no intentions of like really sharing and going in depth my thoughts or the quotes that I wrote down in here. So if you haven't read Iron Flame, if you haven't read Iron Flame, then I would maybe not, just kind of cut us off right now. I will see y'all maybe next week. I'll go through my planner lineup and stuff, but I'll just show you really quickly kind of how, or I can show this page. Okay, so this is when I was reading A Winter in New York, which was my book of the month for December. I did not finish it. I DNF'd it. I just couldn't get into it. It was just like, why are we holding this recipe hostage? Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. Now, there were parts of the book that I did love, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about how I have my reading journal set up in my little Hobonichi Weeks. So what I'll do is with a pencil, and this is extra, and this is probably another reason why I haven't updated it so much lately, but I will draw like a line here, and on this column, I will write down like the title of the book that I read that day. And then here I'll write down like a little thought or something from it. And then I try to, this is where I kind of really got lost. Maybe I just need to keep track of like what page I'm on. But I was keeping track of how many pages I had read. And that wasn't really working out for me so much. Like, here's where I read Iron Flame, Fourth Wing, the ending of Fourth Wing. Oh my gosh. But yeah, here's like this is when I was like trying to figure out what this is going to look like. So page count. And then on this part here, I just write down like extra notes or like quotes from the book that I really, really liked, or anything that doesn't fit right here. But I think what I need to do going forward, let me see where I've got. Yeah, this is all Iron Flame, and I finished Yellowface, so I had some thoughts on that book. That one was insane. I enjoyed it, but I'll just show you the top part. Anyhow, so quotes and things all on this side. I like it because it's so small and so portable, but what I have found is that I usually read at night, so by the time I'm like, I will fall asleep in my bed with my Kindle. I'm one of those. It's like my grown-up teddy bear, and I will just pass out, and I will turn it off, and then I'll pass out. So obviously I'm not like writing anything down after I've read. I'd like to get better at doing that in the morning, updating it, but I have a lot going on in the mornings, like getting my kids ready for school and all that kind of mess. But anyhow, yeah, I will leave a link for the tabs that I use. They do pop off sometimes, but they really, for the most part, will stay on really, really good. The tabs that I used, and what I did was I had like a number of like bundles of these things that I had ordered, and I bought this like little plastic tackle box from Amazon. I think it was like $2 or $3, and I decided to color coordinate. So I have like my reds, yellows, and oranges, blues, yeah, greens, and then like more like earth tones and purples and stuff are down there. So that when I go through picking out tabs for a book, I can pick out, they're already organized by the color, because I used to just have them like all on these plastic things, and then I would take them out of the wrapper, then I'd put them back, and then the wrapper would break, and then I'd be like, whatever. And so this is a lot easier for me to like go through them, pick the ones that I want, and then just pop them right there on the tab or inside my book or whatever I'm using to keep up with them. But yeah, that's really all I had. So like I said, if you're disappointed, people had asked for this video, and I told them, I was like, you're going to be disappointed. So if you're disappointed, that's not my fault. I warned you. I warned you is not that like very like really good. It's not. But yeah, you can see some of the things for like fantasy books. What I like to keep up with, character intros is huge, because these books especially, there's so many flipping characters, especially in Iron Flame. At one point I just lost track of people's names. I just didn't even care anymore. I was like, if you are not part of my core 4, then you do not matter. No, not really, but it got to be a lot. So character intros, I will have a page like for those, foreshadowing, or something that I feel like is foreshadowing. Politics, when they mention like the dragons and like anything significant about them. What I would change with this one, or with both of them, is Turn. I don't know how to say his name. He's Violet's dragon, one of Violet's dragons. I would have a page like just for him, because he was killing me the whole entire time, and I would definitely have a page like just for him. This one, I had one for like main character energy, so it's like a side character who just really is like showing off and stuff. There were some really great moments in here with Violet's best friend that I was like, oh yes, just go off. Backstory, that one was huge, especially for Iron Flame, because we get a lot more of like Xaden's backstory and stuff, plot points, and then just like, I had a lot of just like me being freaking annoyed, and I think I set it up before I started reading this when I was like, you're gonna get annoyed a lot. And so for some reason, I have, oh damn, well that was kind of like, oh, when things got hot too. Annoying, F off. Maybe those are just the two, but yeah, I use those a lot. And then like love, I had the little dragon sticker, so I have the little mini sheet that I showed y'all. I have one that has just the little dragon doodle, because I do have a script that says dragon, but I really like this one. So cute, something a little different. But yeah, like I said, I have them for pretty much everything. World building is huge for fantasy books. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah. But that's what I use them for. And then of course sobbing, because there were plenty of times where I was like, just like in tears reading a book. But anyhow, that's all I have. If you have any questions, I will try to link everything that I mentioned in the description. But yeah, I will catch y'all probably later this week. I'll have another video where I show y'all my planner, but I gotta find it first. Oh no, just kidding, it's right here. I need to finish updating this one. I'm so behind. But I'm trying. That's all that matters, and I don't really care that I'm behind. So yeah, there we go. All right, well, I will see y'all next time. Bye.